Amazing. We're live. I got a thumbs up and I missed the thumbs up. But now we're live. So hello everybody and welcome to the second of our Leadership Race 2024 live candidate Q&A events. Let's have a round of applause, people. Come on. Good energy in the room, like it. Today, at the second of these events, we're joined this afternoon by four more candidates who are vying for your votes to try and become a full-time officer at your Students' Union for the next academic year. And for those of you who may have tuned into yesterday's Q&A, we will be following exactly the same format as we will do tomorrow afternoon. So, not that it's particularly interesting to anybody, but my name's Jamie, and I'm a staff member at your Students' Union. I'm the Student Voice and Advocacy Manager. But when it comes to election season, I also act as the elections person, making decisions and doing things that are supposedly important. But really bothered about me. It's about these lovely people and all the other candidates in the leadership race as well. So I will be asking them all to introduce themselves, and we're again joined by a candidate who'll be satelliting themselves in to say hello from the London campus. They'll introduce themselves. They'll take a couple of questions that we've had submitted by students. Then they'll have the opportunity to talk about one key manifesto priority and have a minute or two to discuss that and share it with you, the viewers at home, before we wrap up and they sign off and say goodbye. Does that all sound okay, everybody? Excellent. Joseph looks content from London. We'll go to him in a second. Um, as we move through this, I will roughly, if I need to, just keep you to time, just so we don't have one of you talking for 20 minutes and another one of you only talking for 30 seconds. But that is just to keep the event on time. So if you're talking for perhaps a little bit longer than somebody else, I'm not going to pull you up and say, you've had your time, stop talking. That's not how we work. Let's keep it a little looser and more informed. So let's go bold and test our connection to London. So let's pass over to Joseph in London to start us off and introduce yourself, Joseph.
The main thing that I'm going to be potentially pushing for this year as officer is creating tangible experiences for students. For example, industry events to fully utilize all of the resources that all of our campuses can provide to give students employment opportunities and opportunities to network and get places in industry that they otherwise wouldn't usually have, and get what they paid for when they came to university.
Thank you, Joe. Oh, two of me there. Enjoy that. Um, thank you very much, Joseph. We'll come back into the room and we'll just work round this way. So, Stephen, would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Stephen Osborne. I'm a level 6 health and social care student, and I am the candidate for mature and disabled students.
Lovely. Thank you. And we'll come to you now.
Hello, I'm Precious. I'm here to as a full-time officer, and I'm focused more on working together for a greater staff because I believe that no matter how much idea you have, no matter how much you want to put in to do something, if you don't work together, you cannot achieve that. Thank you very much.
Lovely. Thank you. And last but not least.
Thank you. Hello, I'm Raja Kashan and I am level 7 student. I'm doing masters in international finance and accounting. So my slogan is succeed together. So let's unite and succeed together. Vote for me on 23rd April. We'll see you.
Lovely. Let's give them a round of applause. Didn't they do well? Channel my inner Bruce Forsyth. Didn't they do well? There you go. And that's the first phase done. So you can all have a little breathe out now. You've done it. You've started. We're in. So introductions out of the way, we'll now move to me asking your candidates some questions that we've had submitted by students. So to start with, we'll go in the same order. So Joseph, we'll start with you for the first of the questions. So, Joseph, what do you think the university and union could do?
So, that's a very good question. Currently, right now, the union itself does have a LGBTQ plus network for students to interact with other people in the community, to go to Pride with, and just interact with each other in general. And I think what we could potentially do in the future going forward to have a collaboration between the university and the union is do more events on campus and get the university to physically support their network, give them access to facilities to do live streams. For example, down here in London, we during Pride Month, we had the university give us access to the streaming room to do a live stream informing students about what the Stonewall riots are. And I think raising awareness, giving us access to facilities that we wouldn't usually have access to, is a great way to collaborate and provide more awareness and support for the LGBTQ plus community.
Brilliant. Thank you, Joseph. Seamless that time. That's great. So we'll continue. We'll go in the same order for now. So I'll come to you next, Stephen.
Yeah.
We often see candidates campaigning for events and club nights and different kind of offers like that from the Students' Union. But what other co-curricular things do you think could be done better to support and engage our students outside of their studies?
I feel that the current societies, which is a great asset to the university, are underrepresented and could be marketed better to make them more visible to students to increase engagement. And that is something that I'll be looking to do as part of my, if I was elected, try and increase the visibility. Because there are some fantastic societies in the university. When we have the welcome fair and the re-welcome fair, it's fabulous to be involved in those as a well, a now former society manager. It's fabulous to see all the different groups come together, but that's the only time you see it. Um, Other than that, you've got to be looking at the digging into the staff's union events page to see what's on. And because we're all students, we're all volunteers, it's very difficult sometimes to keep up with everything. I just think to make it more visible and more accessible would be a great thing for the students to have.
Yeah. Thank you, Stephen. So we'll come to you next question. The university uses the Beacon app, texts, emails, and social media, but yet candidates often still campaign on communication from the university needing to be better. So, what do you think is going to meaningfully improve how students feel communicated with?
Um, I believe that we have so many ways of communicating to students, and most students usually do not even go through the means of communication. That's the truth. They don't even check to become app or their emails to check for this communication. So I believe that a form of peer-to-peer form of communication could actually go a long way. So and also if there's a much more scenario whereby students will have the opportunity to come together and information are being passed, that's more like the physical passage of information instead of just focusing on the email and chat means of communication.
Right. Thank you. We have a variety of students who study at staffs from different courses, but also from various backgrounds.
Yeah.
How will you ensure, if you're elected, that you represent the needs and issues related to students from smaller courses or diverse backgrounds?
Basically, first thing we do, we find the problems with the student, like facing in electing modules and courses in choosing, because most of the time they don't aware of kind of modules they can learn and they can like take benefit from those courses. Because when we go for module, we select for course like MS or MSc, like in international finance accounting or finance accounting or business management. So basically, we don't bother to search inside of that module that what courses we are going to learn. So creating awareness among those diverse students cultures, because they are coming here from different places, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Nigeria. So they just don't come for learning, but they come for experience. So we have to give the platform, easy platform there where they can search and choose their modules that can help in their particular. So I will work on that.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Give them a round of applause, everybody. That was really good. Very good. Very good. So we definitely, because there's only four of you, we've definitely got time for another round of questions. So we'll go again, and we'll just go in reverse order this time. So we'll start with you again, Raja. But I told you it wouldn't be as bad as you thought it might be. It's all very straightforward. You see. So Raja, we'll come back to you. Let's have a look at my list of questions because I'm trying to not read ones that we read yesterday and ask people then. So every year, candidates have loads of ideas to their manifestos,
Yeah.
but we don't always hear what they're actually doing to put those ideas into place once they get elected. So how will you make sure that students know that you're doing a great job if you're successful?
Like if I got selected, my manifesto is always available on the portal. So I will align my goals to that manifesto, because as you said that those who got elected don't align their goals with those which mentioned in their manifesto. If I got elected, I work on those because I mentioned in my manifesto that I work for freshers. I will work for enhanced academic qualification and learning environment, and I will do recordings and sharing of lectures. So if it doesn't happen, then student can know that my goals are not aligned with my manifesto. So I will try to do my best if I got elected to do the better and to do according to my goals and objectives, which are already shown in my manifesto.
Lovely. Thank you. So, Precious, we'll come back to you now. Obviously these are from students. So this one says, I feel like the university acts too slowly on issues affecting a course or even a module, which leads to people being disappointed for longer than they should be, and then feeling ignored by the university when nothing meaningful gets done. So the university reacting too slowly and not really doing enough about issues. What will you do if you're elected to try and tackle that?
All right, thank you very much. When elected as a full-time officer, and with issues with the student feeling that the school does not respond um in time to their queries, so I believe that I'm going to work hand in hand with. I believe that every department, every course has a course representative. So I believe that the student union is a very open place. I believe that every student should be able to walk into the student union, approach any member of the student union, and bring forth their complaints and their issues. So when such issues are being laid out, so I would take it from there and try to work together with the school to ensure that positive response and response are given back as soon as possible.
Thank you. And Stephen, we'll come to you before we get back to Joseph.
Okay.
And I think I'm running out of questions, which is a nice position to be. Let me
Sure, you can
see.
think of a question.
Well, we've got one here. So, as an autistic student, I found that when you say disability, all people think of is wheelchairs. How will you include and represent those with hidden disabilities?
Well, I can absolutely identify with that because I am a student myself with hidden disabilities that affect my ability to learn and affect my ability to communicate and participate. And that's part of the problem, that people, the automatic word of disability is the assumption that somebody is in a wheelchair. They're not. For all I know, half of the people in this room could be disabled. I say I am. We all have to, we're all here to try and be our best selves. And the university needs to allow us to be our best selves. It also needs to be as accessible as possible, which includes a doors open policy rather than a doors shut policy, accessibility in person rather than just over Microsoft Teams via book an appointment with such and such a person, and you might have to wait several days. You need people to be accessible, and that's one of the things that I would be working with. As a disabled person, you need to know that somebody's got your back, and I aim to be that candidate.
Thank you. So now we'll cross back over to Joseph in London. I just find this very exciting, saying we'll cross over to London. I feel like I'm on like Sky News or something. So we'll go to you, Joseph, for your last question. So if you can you hear me, Joseph? Lovely. So sports, societies, events and club nights are an important part of the student experience for some students. How will you look beyond activities that a lot of us see as superficial or even irrelevant to make sure that the union is working on things that actually matter to everyone, your course and your prospects beyond university?
So that's a very good question, as it fits in quite nicely with actually one of my manifesto points, which is I want to start reaching out and building connections with other organizations and companies that are relevant to the courses that we teach at Staffordshire University, so that we can host industry events that will provide that sort of networking and industry contact that otherwise doesn't really happen too often outside of the occasional like games jam or whatnot in games design, and apprenticeship courses tend to have that, but just general undergrad courses don't seem to have the industry contacts that we'd like to see. And then once if you set up a yearly event, not only does that happen in your first year, but your second year, third year, you build up a portfolio of contacts of people that you know, and then by the time you're leaving and potentially you're presenting a GradX or whatnot, you might already know some of the people there, and then that can help you get a foothold in the industry that you wouldn't otherwise have. And in the terms of helping with courses, we I want to better advertise what the union's currently doing in regards to building awareness around what a course rep does, how you can go to a course rep and they'll go to the course committee meetings to get the feedback sent to the right places and to the appropriate places, because sometimes the feedback loop that we have, we end up bringing up a problem, it gets raised to the appropriate people, and maybe there's even an action taken, but sometimes that loop isn't closed, and that's something that we should really try to hammer home this year, is making sure that feedback is captured, actioned upon, and heard, so that the students really get the best experience and the most out of their course and what they paid to be at Staffordshire University for. I think that's pretty much it from
Thank
me.
you, Joseph. Lovely. So let's give these guys one more round of applause, because that's now the end of the questions. So you can relax a little bit more. So go on, go, everybody. It's only easier from here now, don't worry. So your candidates present tonight have taken questions submitted by students. So what we'll move to now, as I said, is each candidate to talk about one key idea, priority, theme from their manifestos. So a little chance for them to soapbox about the key reason that they think you should use your vote and select them. we'll mix up the order a little bit. So, just we'll start with you if that's okay. As I said, I'll keep you roughly to about the same amount of time if anybody starts going on and on and on. Roughly a minute or two to talk about one headline manifesto point or idea. So, over to you.
So, one of my major headline is student representation and engagement. So, I believe that there are a lot of concerns that the students have, and probably they don't have the opportunity to kind of air out their mindset. I know we have a lot of feedback um online whereby students could go there and give out their feedback, but the point is how many of these students usually go there to give out their feedback or what's their problem, what they feel can be done better. So if I feel that if there's something that we can bring in a lot of students together from different departments, from different courses, bring them together and kind of get what they have to say, hear what their feedback is, hear what their problem is, and what the school can action more on. So I believe that that's one thing I want to do, and also I want to be very open and accessible to every student, irrespective of where, who. I just want to be very open and available to every student. So I want a situation where a student can easily walk up to me and say, "Oh, this is my problem," and I want to make sure that I'm able to provide a positive solution to that particular um, issue that every student have on her. So I just want to make sure that every student voice is heard, every issue is being tackled, everything that every student has in mind is being listened to, and proper solutions are being given back to each and every student. So,
Thank you. So, Raja, we'll come to you next. So, one
Uh,
key point from your manifesto.
yeah, basically, my points are bringing students together on one platform and solving their problems. But my one key point is like for especially those students who miss their classes or who miss their lecture. So I will work on recording those lectures and delivering those lectures to students through online platform. So if someone missed their class or because of any issue for health reasons or some other, if he missed, he get a chance to again review those lectures and learn from this. So basically, I also faced that problem because those who are doing math subjects, if they miss the lecture, they don't know how to solve the question properly and they need help. Then they go for other teachers and look for other students to find the solution for that question. So it is very difficult for them. So if they have a lecture available on any portal, on any online platform, so they can easily address their problem. So my main key point is focusing on recording those lecture and providing to every student, those who missed. And other than that, I will work on like providing them good food because we have diverse culture. People are coming from different backgrounds. So not everyone will eat every dish. So if different dishes are available, so everyone can taste other culture dishes and they can taste and share with those. And this also brings humanity and love with each other. So these are my points. And other than that, all are available on my manifesto, and that's from myself. Thank you.
Lovely. Stephen, we'll go to you next.
Thank you. One of my main aims is based on my experience of being a student at this university. And one of my health conditions is that I have severe dietary problems and that I have to follow a dairy-free and gluten-free diet. Now, if I go into the squeeze box or into the university's own catering outlets, it's very easy for me to be able to get a drink. But if I want something to eat, it is impossible, almost. There is generally one token piece of cake or at Christmas, if they're available, a vegan mince pie. And I'm afraid in this day and age, that is not good enough. Every student in this university that has some kind of food intolerance, whether it be celiac disease, irritable bowel syndrome, um, uh, you dairy free, gluten free, uh, kosher, although I don't know much about that culture. But people that have got different reasons for needing different foods, I believe, are failed by both the university and the students' union. And it's my aim to work with the students' union and the university to improve the accessibility of the food outlets to the students, because at the moment that is an area that is a real failure. That's one of the things I want to work on.
Right. Thank you very much. And Joseph, will hand back over to you at London. So, Joseph, that's a couple of minutes to talk about one key manifesto priority.
Okay, so my one key manifesto priority, which is sort of the big bit in bold on my manifesto on the website, is creating actual tangible physical experiences for students that benefit their time at the university. It includes, but is not limited to, hosting more industry events that students can attend, and as I've said in every other part, is to build connections through, whether that can be course feedback that actually changes how their university experience is. There's a lot of things that happen at the student union that are just sort of background changes that slowly change things over time and build up a better experience in the future. But sometimes I think that there needs to be actual changes and benefits to the students who are studying with us now, that could be implemented in the future. There's no reason why we can't encourage more collaborations across the university and the union, or whether it be creating collaborations with other external companies. Change starts as soon as we want to do it, really. So why not start next year?
Brilliant. Thank you, Joseph. Give them one more round of applause, because now they're done and it's only goodbyes after this. So well done, everybody. So they've taken questions. They've told you a little bit about their manifestos. So all that's left to do now is for each of our candidates to sign off and say goodbye. Once they've done that, we will wave and clap and bid you farewell until tomorrow. So before you all say your farewells, I'll just take the opportunity to remind everybody that we do have our third final Q&A happening the same time tomorrow. And again, you can follow that stream online as you are now if you're watching, or you can revisit our YouTube channel and watch it back to your heart's content. And of course, voting is open from next Tuesday, the 23rd, to next Thursday, the 25th, opening at 10 a.m. and closing at midnight. So do make sure that you go to staffsunion.com/vote and make sure that you order all the candidates in your preference. All voting is online. It's very straightforward. So please, please, please make sure you do it. So, time to say goodbye. Feel like we could have a music cue there. That'd be good. But Joseph, we'll go back to you in London. Apology, I don't know if you could hear us there. Joseph, we'll go back to you in London just to say a quick farewell.
Well, yeah. Goodbye, everyone. My name is Joseph. The night to unite. Hope to potentially see you guys next year.
Lovely. Thank you, Joseph. And Raja, we'll go to you.
Yeah, goodbye everyone. My name is Raja Kashan and please vote for me and succeed together. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm Precious. We are working together for a greater staff and also for the benefit of every student. So next week is voting. Hoping to hear from get a feedback from each one of us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm Stephen Osborne, and I'm your candidate for if you're a mature or a disabled student. Vote next week. Your vote matters.
It certainly does. Thank you very much, everybody. Let's give them a big round of applause and say goodbye. We'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you very much and well done.